I finally done it. I finally gave into the hype and picked up a pair of Ultra Boosts. These are the newly released Adidas Ultra Boost 3.0s. Now, I've held off on buying any Ultra Boost for quite some time now, obviously because like it's almost for 2017 and they originally came out in 2015. So 2 years has passed and 3 iterations. This is the 3.0, so obviously the third version of this shoe. And I've held off on buying any Ultra Boost for so long just because I felt like they were so overhyped and a little bit overpriced. I've had experience with the Pure Boost when that came out, but you know, like I said, those were kind of overpriced too. They were kind of like Adidas's answer to the Roshis, but a lot of people will say that they're not just because they're higher quality and all that. But I mean, like they were meant to be like somewhat affordable and comfortable, which they really were. I would say that they were more comfortable than the Roshis, but man, at 120 bucks, I think that's what they retailed at versus like 70, 80 bucks, 60 bucks for some Roshis. It was kind of hard to justify paying twice for like so little more comfort. And that's why I held off on these shoes. I am a huge skeptic, man. Even though I'm holding them in my hand, these retail for 180 bucks when you can buy flyknit racers for 150, which these I would say were more comfortable. My go-tos are these like Lunar 3s. I've been wearing like the hell out of these, like the soles like all smooth and everything like that. So it was very hard for me to justify spending 180 bucks on these just because I kind of got out of the sneaker game. I don't really buy too much shoes anymore. So these, even though I know that there's quality and everything like that, it was just still a hard buy. But let's get into the sneaker itself for a minute and see why these are so hyped. The one-piece upper is composed completely of primeknit and for the first time in an Ultra Boost features a translucent cage that wraps around the midfoot to help with lockdown. On the heel of the shoe is what Adidas calls the fit counter, which essentially is a heel cup to help support the ankles. At the bottom of the shoe, we see the Adidas torsion system, and of course the Continental rubber outsole that helps provide better grip in both dry and wet conditions. The midsole is completely made up of Boost, which is what Adidas calls its most responsive cushioning ever. It essentially gives you more energy return for what you put in. This particular colorway is the core black model, and if you actually look at the shoe, there's actually hits of gray in it, and the gray is actually knitted in a way that's very reminiscent of the Yeezy Boost 350 version 1s. The gray is actually lifted from the black, and is very noticeable in my opinion. When you look at the shoe itself, it kind of looks like the gray is like bluish green, so the shoe doesn't completely look black in my opinion. So I actually have a question for you guys. On this particular pair, the midsole actually sticks out a few millimeters. Is this normal? I've never seen anybody actually talk about this in their reviews, but it's kind of weird because it just sticks out for no reason, it seems like. So upon first impressions, just me handling the shoe here, walking around the house, not really doing too much with it, I gotta say that I'm still a skeptic. I don't know if I'm willing to say that this is the most comfortable shoe I've ever been in. To me, honestly, it feels like wearing my Lunars when I first got them. You know, the problem with Lunar is that over time it compresses and it just doesn't work the same way as it was when it was new. That being said, I think it felt like my Lunar when it was new, but it's definitely gives you more cushion. It's definitely more spring in your step. It's more comfortable, but it's not twice the price comfortable like I was saying with the Roshis and the Pure Boost. But I do gotta give it up to primeknit, or at least this iteration of primeknit. The primeknit on these 3.0 Ultra Boosts are far more comfortable than any flyknit that I've worn. Just because with flyknit, they're always kind of thick, even though, you know, on the flyknit racer is a little bit thinner, but the flyknit is always thick. You know, like when Nike came out with flyknit, it was like so hyped. Like, this is the most comfortable material ever. It's like, it's knitted from one strand of thread and it molds to your feet. It feels like a sock. When I tried it, you know, like I was super hyped about it too, so I fed into it a little bit. But after, like, you know, having worn it for years, like, man, it's alright. It's not revolutionary, I would say. There's more comfortable material out there for the upper. Like, I got a pair of Roshis that are it's like suede or nubuck or something, but it's so soft against your feet. It just feels like you're floating in your shoe. I would say that's more comfortable than any flyknit that I've ever worn. But on these Ultra Boost, man, they stretch like crazy. I love the feeling like on your feet, and it's just like you're able to move so freely in there. With the flyknit, you definitely like you feel constricted. I mean, like once you lift your foot up, there is a spot where it's like, nope, your foot can't go any further. I gotta give it up to the primeknit again. Like I said, primeknit is far more, or at least these primeknits are far more comfortable in my opinion. But I'll be doing a long-term review of these things. I'll make another video in a few months just because I'll be leaving for Vietnam soon, and these will probably be the only pair of shoes or the only pair of runners that I'll be taking along with me as like beaters and everyday wear. So I'll be having a lot of experience with them, and then after those few months I'll be able to say that, like, if I'm willing to say that these are the most comfortable shoes ever. So definitely check back for that video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below because I know there's so many people that love these shoes. So just tell me why you think they're the best, you know, like give me your experience, like give me tips or like what I should be looking out for. So until the next video, I'll see you guys.